toughest strongman in history, right here.
It's not a beauty contest. This is Strongman. Have to be alive if you can't do deadlift. And away we go!
Hello and welcome to the Giants Live podcast. I'm Terry Hollands. I'm here with, obviously, as always, Darren Sadler. And we are joined by Mr. Rob Frampton, who was helping out at the last show, helps out behind the scenes regularly at Giants Live, and obviously former World's Strongest Man competitor. Rob, thanks for coming, mate.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
So, you was obviously first-hand view of a lot of the lifts, and you were there helping the guys with their suits and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on the deadlift?
Oh, crikey. Where do I start? There were some phenomenal lifts that night. As there always is, you know, we have this competition every year, and the bar just keeps getting heavier and heavier. And I think it was literally obliterated that night, wasn't it?
It was crazy, wasn't it? It was crazy.
Unbelievable.
I mean, for a show, if you like, from a paying customer buying a ticket, I don't know what more you'd want out of a show.
No.
It was crazy. The events were great, and obviously Big Thor doing the 5'10", and then some other real special moments for other people as well, which was quite nice. It wasn't all about, obviously it was mainly about Thor.
Yeah.
But yeah, there were some nice moments in there.
I thought, I mean, the whole show in general was amazing, but just the deadlift alone was, you know, we had obviously Thor breaking the world record, 5'10", and I mean, we got to talk about how easy it was as well. I mean, it was just crazy.
I don't know how many times you boys have watched it, but I've seen it probably 100+ times, and it still looks so...
Well, it almost gets easier every time you watch it. It's crazy.
It definitely went viral, didn't it? It was everywhere.
Unbelievable.
And rightfully so. I mean, you know, that's a ridiculous number in itself, but to make it look that comfortable as well. I mean, he said afterwards, what did he say? He thinks he could do 550 in the future.
I mean, I would say there and then he definitely had 530.
Yeah.
And it's all about his programming. If he was going for more, he'd program different, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
End of the day, he trained for 5'10". But yeah, I mean, we talked about it on the podcast before, and I thought he would do it.
Yeah.
But never did I think it would be that easy.
No, I mean, it was absolutely amazing.
It looked like a weight he could have done a triple with.
Yeah.
Easily.
Which just sounds...
It was a hell of a moment as well, though, wasn't it, for the crowd and everyone went mad. I mean, obviously all of us wanted to see him do it as well.
Yeah.
Everyone was just so happy, and it was just blown away by it as well, weren't we?
There's been a few moments like that in Giants Live, and in Strongman as well. You know what I mean? I was there, and we've all been there for a lot of Big Z's log records.
Yeah.
We were there for Eddie's 500, Benny's 461.
Yeah.
When Andy Bolton pulled £1,000 first time, it was viral. It went everywhere. More newspapers and stuff. Then obviously there wasn't as much internet, but it was one of those moments that'll just go down in the history books. And remembering back when Eddie pulled the 500, we all just looked at each other and just went, "What was that all about?"
Yeah.
And it was like that, wasn't it?
It was.
Like, what was that all about? Because even though I think people were expecting Thor to pull it more than people were expecting Eddie to do 500.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the shock with Thor's was the easiness.
Yeah.
The shock with Eddie's was the fact that someone's just pulled 500 and he just smashed the world record.
Yeah.
The shock with Thor's was just like, how has he done it so easy? And then, you know, you see these idiots online trying to compare them and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
And there's two people done 500 kilos and they're both very driven individuals.
Unbelievable.
And you can't compare them to each other.
No, you can't.
Well, go on, mate. Sorry. I mean, the thing that I found the most interesting about it, because I actually thought he'd be tired for the rest of the show, because I thought, if he pulls 5'10", he's going to be shot.
Yeah.
His 5'10" was easier than anyone else's last lift.
Definitely.
Like, way easier.
Well, it was easy in some people's first lift.
Yeah.
Some people, you know, and I'm not knocking it. I mean, 400 kilos is still a massive lift, but I think all Thor's lifts look about the same.
Yeah.
He did 420, 470, and then 510, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was so methodical with his warm-ups out of the back, where he was very conscious of, time restraints, obviously, but he was very controlled, with his demeanour, his actual state of mind was so relaxed. He was sitting down in between his sets with his warm-ups. He just looked so focused, but also very relaxed, and I think that's the true kind of champion. So it is, he's going to there to pull, and he already knew he's going to pull 5'10". He had no real stress on him because in him he quite happily knew that, like you said, he could pull 530. He was
actually, to be fair, very confident he was going to win the whole show, which which I thought he would do 5'10", but I never thought he'd win the whole show. Just because I thought he's coming in over 200 kilos body weight, and those other events didn't really suit that. You've got a drag race of a farmer's walk, which is put in there on purpose because they've just done a big deadlift.
Yeah.
So it was a sprint of a farmer's walk, and I thought, well, that's not good when you're 200 odd kilos. And then a sandbag steeplechase. Yeah. You know, so you see someone like Paddy who's still so athletic. Obviously, he's going to win it. You know, but you think Thor might have been bottom of the pile, and he wasn't.
Well, I think that was the moment when you saw like the champion side of him come out. Yeah, because he had to dig deep on that loading.
He was
race.
knackered.
Yeah, absolutely shot to bits. I mean, backstage, obviously, a lot of people wouldn't have seen. I mean, you guys probably saw how bad he was. He was in a right bad state, and he come out there. You know, it's not a typically, well, it is a good event for Thor, but not when he's prepped for like max deadlifts. He's heavier than he perhaps would want to be for that type of event. But he's got some balls, I'll give him that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought after every event, when he walked off, I thought he's going to probably drop out now. And I wouldn't blame him, by the way. You know what I mean? I thought he's going to drop out now. And especially after the hammer hole, which is probably the least taxing one.
Yeah.
He did that and he won it. And he walked off and he looked in agony. And I thought, I don't think he's going to come back out to do this power stairs. But, you know, fair play to him.
Yeah.
He obviously can dig deep.
All the credit. But then, going back to the deadlift, we had... What else did we have? We had Austin Andrade and Bish doing 470. Yeah. Which, obviously, Austin, that's a PB. He fell over with 470 last year. Fell over a bit this year, but, you know, just got the down signal. Bish getting the second biggest deadlift ever by a British athlete.
Yep. Which is massive. And also, I feel like Bish this show was sort of testing the water for himself.
Definitely.
I know he didn't do the event after the farmer's walk, was it?
Yeah, it was the sandbag.
But the problem was he came last in the farmer's walk, which meant he went out first.
Yeah,
if that makes sense, in the next event. And I think he was just happy just to get through a show. He's got a massive PB deadlift in the right environment.
Yeah.
And I just think he just ticked a lot of boxes for
I think so. You know, that was his first one coming back from Brits, and I think he wanted to definitely test the waters with the events, but also I think he wanted to challenge himself with his deadlift because he's been working hard as we see online all the time. His deadlift is immaculate and he works his absolute socks off with his deadlift. So I think that for him was like the stamp on the competition. Then for him to actually finish the competition was like, I think it's a great confidence booster for him moving forward.
It's got to be a year and a half since he finished the competition because obviously the competition before Britain's was World's Strongest Man where he tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's always going to be tough.
And he was on form there. He was actually, the car walk he was doing, he was on his way to the finals. He'd done it, basically. But, I mean, looking back on that for Bish, which you can't because it's like hindsight, but I think he would have got 480.
I do as well. I said that to him straight away. You know you've got that in the locker when you need it.
But I think he did the right thing because if he would have failed 480, wouldn't have been sat here saying it's the second biggest British lift ever. But I think Bish is gonna in his lifetime be doing 480, which is massive.
Yeah. I mean, and obviously we had Rauno and Raul Flores attempting 480. Both of them, you know, they both got it to their knees. Just narrowly failed it. Both of them.
Well, Rauno had been ill the week before. He'd actually been in hospital, which I was a bit worried about him. But he'd been signed off by the doctors and wanted to come. But I thought, it's not an ideal prep. No. He lost a lot of weight, but he still had a good dig at it. Got it to his knees, and then Raul. Obviously, 2 weeks before, he'd pulled 480.
Yeah.
And that was the reason he got invited to the show, to be honest. So I don't think he can be sad. But it's not enough. Thor didn't have a lot of time. But obviously, Thor's got so much in the tank there.
Yeah.
Whereas he's trying to do the same weight again. I think next year you'll see a different Raul Flores.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and he's such a nice guy as well, by the way. Like, doesn't speak a hell of a lot of English, but he was so happy to be there. It was really nice to see someone come into a show that's like just excited to be there. I think it was for us. It was nice to see someone that's not like super serious, not all about the prize money or the glory. He just was happy to be there and wanted to put a big number in. I think I agree with you. Next year we could even see 500 kilos. Potentially.
Wouldn't that be nice? So imagine if two people pulled 500 and over. Jesus,
in the same show, that'd be nuts, wouldn't it? But it's possible.
I think it is possible, because he's only had a suit for a few weeks, so he won't even know how to use it properly. He's young. He's not been even deadlifting for that long, so he's very new to it. And like I said, there's no ego there. He's just a nice young man, and he was a bit overwhelmed, really, actually.
He was, well, starstruck in a way. He's with all these other guys in front of that amazing crowd pulling a good weight, just doing what he loves. He was living the dream, wasn't he?
It was a big crowd and all.
It was a
having
big
to
crowd,
come
wasn't
out.
it?
They
And so noisy
so
as well.
loud as well. Yeah,
That's what I loved.
But he was, I mean, he seems like a really nice lad, and obviously has got a big future, especially when it comes to deadlifting, but potentially other stuff as well. You know.
Well, I've watched some of his videos, and he looks pretty good at everything, really. And I think what you might have found is sometimes when people come to a Giants Live or whatever, a professional show, it sometimes just puts a fire in them to think, actually, I can do this. I can stand next to Thor and pull a deadlift and not look like like I don't belong. So I think he might have gone away thinking, right, what can I do to get back and get better?
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see. I think we're going to see a lot more for him.
I hope so.
Right. So then we had
Big Gav.
And he was fantastic.
Breaking a Welsh record, 440. Was it
440, which he broke his own Welsh record.
Yeah, he done brilliant.
Well, I think a little bit the same as Bish. So Gav and Bish are very much like Giants Live regulars, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Britain's Strongest Man, Europe's Strongest Man competitors and things like that. And I think Gav got a lot out of that show because there weren't particularly good events for him. He's not big at the big loading medleys, but he did all right. He finished it in not a bad time. His Viking press was mint. His shoulders are obviously strong.
Yeah.
He's just got a Welsh record in a log, and he's got 187 log, which is massive.
Yeah.
And also, he's now got the Welsh record again in the deadlift. So I think Gav is on form. He just needs the right events.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
One thing I'd say about Gav as well, the crowd absolutely love him.
Yeah,
he gets
absolutely.
such a cheer. I mean, he probably got the biggest cheer of the night.
There's nothing not to like about Gav.
That's it, exactly. I mean, he's such a likeable guy.
Yeah. He's got no ego.
No.
He's just enjoying it. He loves the crowd. You know, he's one of them that'll stand all day signing autographs and wants to see everybody.
Yeah.
And we had Paddy do £1,000 as well,
Yeah.
which I mean, I've got to be honest. I thought he'd get 440. I thought he'd fail 455, well 454, but actually, his £1,000 was better than his 440.
It looked good, yeah. And
Yeah,
that, I think, when you spoke to Paddy, really, like, obviously he's already qualified for World's Strongest Man, and he just wanted to do £1,000, and you could see his reaction, same as Gav's reaction, and same as Bish's reaction. It's all, you know, people watch it and go, oh, right, let's see a world record, which is great because we got that out of the show, but also there's all these little battles going on.
Yeah.
And there were one.
Yeah.
You know, Ossid Andre wanted 470, a lockout, and he got it. Bish wanted 470, he got it. Gav wanted Welsh record, and he got it.
Yeah.
So there's all these little battles going on,
Yeah.
and these are massive for these people. And if you look at like Paddy's celebration at £1,000, it's like he'd won the show
He
because
was over the moon, wasn't he?
yeah, which is great.
Massive achievement, though,
Yeah.
especially on that stage.
I think the fans can see that as well.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, definitely. And it was very evident in terms of how loud the crowd got that they really sort of bought into these numbers and these lifts as well.
Definitely.
And, we had, I suppose, probably one little drama we should speak about, which was Evan Singleton.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a nightmare, really, to be honest. So Evan on 420, he did his 400, came up 420. Basically, it wasn't the best of lockouts. From the front, it looked okay, but the video angle from the back, it didn't look like a perfect lockout. However, there was a confusing hand signal from Magnus. To be fair to Magnus had talked in the athletes meeting, and what he said was he would go like that if he needed to raise it up. And I think what we need to do is not do that anymore, because it confused people. And I think a hand movement means down.
Yeah.
And so I think that was possibly a bad idea. That I should have picked up on that in the athletes meeting as well. So basically, Magnus was saying, I'll go like that. But what happened was, as he went to turn his hand, he went down first.
Yeah.
Now, you know yourself, if you're stood there with a locked out deadlift and you see a hand moving down an inch, you're going to put it down.
Well, even if you think yourself you haven't quite got it, if the ref says down, you're going to put it down.
Exactly,
Always
yeah. So it wasn't a brilliant rep, and I've seen worse reps that have been given. I think it was just an unfortunate situation. I've spoke to Evan about it. Obviously, it wasn't his ideal, but he's cool.
Yeah.
You know, we're all pals, and I think Magnus is a great referee. It was just a bit confusing. Simple as that.
Well, I think it was just, it's just the way he twisted his hand. It kind of looked that way. Obviously, he didn't mean it that way, but I think with Magnus, I mean, you think how many thousands of refereeing calls he gives every year. I mean, I think we can cut him a little bit of slack that he's just moved his hand slightly in the wrong direction.
It's a difficult job
once,
but there's no going back at that stage.
No.
Now, you see, I overturned it because I looked at the video and I saw his hand went down a little bit. But if that was just a rep, let's say if it was 350 for reps, all you'd have done is you just added another one on.
Yeah.
So there'd been no stress.
No.
You'd have gone, oh, you got another rep. But it was because it was a max deadlift it caused the problems. So it's just unfortunate. But these things happen. These things will happen.
Yeah.
But it's how you deal with it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's the thing. And it is difficult refereeing. And Magnus is one of the best referees, no doubt about it. And also, all eyes are on him. And like you said, how many thousands of things he refereed.
Yeah.
Now and again, you know, something does go wrong, and it went wrong. But the important thing is we learn from it, and we just have a very clear hand signal. So if someone needs to, I think what we need to do is, if someone needs to lock it out more, just shout.
Yeah.
And keep the hand raised until, you know, the only way the hand should be going is down. So,
yeah. I mean, I think exactly what you're saying. I think it's more an arm signal than a hand signal needs to be, so it's very clear. I mean, one thing I'd say with Evan is his 400 didn't look that convincing. He looked a bit off balance as well. You know, there's a couple of little things. So, I mean, the lockout, I think, was 50-50, if I'm honest. You know, like from looking at it, you know, sometimes they're given, sometimes they're not. But obviously, if there's been a bit of a confusion with the hand signal, you kind of got to give it. But I think
that was the point. I think that was my point. It's like, well, the hand went down a bit, so regardless of the rep, you know, I remember someone criticising one of Andy Bolton's lifts years ago, and Andy Bolton's like, I got a down signal.
Yeah.
If you get a down signal, you're putting it down.
That's what you're looking for.
You know?
I mean, I've even done it myself where I've been refereeing and I've sort of given a down call a tiny bit too quickly. And I'm like, I shouldn't have given that. But you've said down, so you've got to give it.
Got to go
and, it's just the way it is. But, I mean...
But like I say, as long as we learn from it, not an ideal situation. But we do a lot of shows and a lot of refereeing. And these things do happen, but they shouldn't happen, but they do happen. Yeah. And they will happen as well. This is life. You know, it's human error. Yeah. It doesn't make someone a bad referee. It just means we just have to learn from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, all in all, the deadlift was amazing, though, wasn't it?
Obviously,
great. Having Mutant on board as well for the sort of helped make it happen as well.
Yeah,
was fantastic.
Big prize money, which was great. It's the biggest ever one-day prize money in that show.
Yeah,
we gave away like $170,000 for a 3.5-hour show. You know,
fantastic. Isn't it?
I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, you know, we'd have all dreamed of that back when we were in our prime. But I mean, the Mutant guy was I don't know if he's the CEO or whatever.
Yeah, he is.
He's cool as anything. He was in the bar afterwards. He was so excited, so happy about the whole event.
He was indeed.
The thing is about
really
Mutant
into it as well.
They're invested.
Yeah.
They're invested. They love the sport.
Yeah.
And they're not just like, you know, some people come along, we'll get you some free tickets, whereas they're like, literally, they're so into it.
Yeah.
And the excitement was great to see them. They're having to helping something progress, and they're so pleased because they'd probably buy a ticket anyway, even if you weren't a sponsor, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, overall, I think the show was incredible. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about even there. We had, you know, some great performances from guys like Bryce Johnson for one.
I mean, people kept saying Bryce Johnson's the next Brian Shaw, which is quite a thing to say, actually.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, wow, you know, Brian's up there with the greats, and well, he could be because he's got that height.
Yep.
And he didn't win events, but he just didn't drop. You know, he wasn't like sometimes you'd see Hooper come in, he's won everything. He's not that guy, but he didn't drop many points on anything.
He didn't.
He's got the tools, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's very consistent, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I saw him at World's Strongest Man. First time I've sort of actually seen him properly compete and paid attention. And I was like, he's a big man. Like that was the first thing I noticed. It's like, Jesus Christ, he's huge. Wasn't massively impressed with him at Worlds. He's like, I mean, he's taller than me, so I mean, I'm like a genuine 6'5", although they used to say 6'6". Yeah. But you know, I'm like 6'5". He's a bit taller than me, so he's got to be at least 6'6", maybe 6'7".
I'm about 6'6".
Yeah.
But he's I wasn't like hugely impressed with him at Worlds, but obviously since he's come away from that, you know, he didn't do anything wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not criticising him. He was good, but he wasn't like, wow, this guy's amazing. But obviously he's his first World's Strongest Man. Since then, he's gone on to win North America's Strongest Man, placed really well at Strongest Man on Earth. Now coming to that, and he's just literally like climbing at the moment.
But again, is that thing of like, you know, you give someone a chance. I've gone to these shows. He went to Strongest Man on Earth.
Yeah. He
went to official Strongman Games. I think he came second or third there. Which got him the invite actually to the show. And it's like, is he at this thing of actually I can do this? Whereas he might have been training for a few years, like looking at the bigger athletes, thinking that's where I want to be. And now actually I'm on a podium.
Well,
it's like I'm here. So it's got to give him that confidence when he gets back in the gym.
I was sorry, mate. Go on, I'll let you finish.
No, I just think that like whenever his next show is, which might even be World's Strongest Man next year.
Yeah.
Like I think you're going to see a different animal.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Confident.
I mean, he's definitely getting better and better. And I know JF coaches him, and he was singing his praises at Worlds quite a lot. And then we spoke at Strongest Man on Earth, me and JF, and he was like, he's getting better. Like, he's really improving fast. And like I know JF really sort of backs him, and obviously he knows a lot about Strongman too. Works with him all the time with his coaching, and he said he's absolutely incredible. And
he's in good hands.
He thinks he's going to be a superstar, which I'm starting to believe that's true as well.
Definitely. And then Matt Ragg.
Yeah.
Again, those two are both qualified for Worlds next year, along with Thor, the top three. So it's like they can relax now and just get ready for Worlds, which is such a nice place to be in.
Yeah.
They don't need to do anything else. They can say, right, well, let's just build that strength.
I thought it was strange with Matt throughout the competition. He was very sort of under the radar, and then it's not until you look back and you see the positions of where he placed, you actually think, actually he did really, really well. But I think there were so many overlapping great performances on the day that Matt was quite happy just to sit under the radar. But actually, his performances throughout the whole
very consistent.
Yeah,
really same
good,
as Bryce. They just literally just stayed in the top three.
Really, really good.
But that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
To be top three, you just need to stay around top three in every event, and you've done it.
Yeah. I mean, Matt's a really solid competitor, isn't he? I mean, like you could put him in any show and he would be up there.
Yeah, pretty much any event as well.
Probably doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. No. Like obviously everyone knows he's good, but he's really, really good.
Nice guy.
The strange thing was, like, obviously with prize money and trophies and places to World's Strongest Man, not that you mind giving anyone prize money or trophies, but it's like, right, well, you give a Mitchell Hooper another trophy to go in his trophy cabinet. There's something really nice about, like, Bryce Johnson has got his invite to Worlds, a bit of money and another trophy, and same with Matt Ragg.
Yeah.
And I think that is just such a nice thing to have that nice wide range of athletes. I mean, this year we've got through about 100 athletes, all top quality.
Well, that's the thing. There's not one you can look back and go, shouldn't have been there. Not one.
No, and everyone in some way, we've not just dreamed it. So someone's got a qualifying place, whether it's from last year, from World's Strongest Man, or from Official Strongman. They've all earned the right to be there. And what you're getting is a more consistent depth of athletes. So even number 10 in the show is still really good.
Yeah. Yeah, because back sort of obviously in our day, there were always a few fillers, and I don't mean that in the most respectful way. You'd have the top guys, and then you'd have a few fillers that were like, you knew they weren't going to be competitive. Whereas now it's like, you're trying to predict the show, and you're looking at all the events, and you're going, right, well, I think that guy's good at that, and that guy's good at that. And you're trying to work it out, and it's so hard now.
I mean, we haven't talked about Luke Stoltman, and obviously deadlift isn't his best thing.
No.
He did a nice 400.
I think that's his best 400 I've ever seen him do.
Yeah, he's definitely stronger, which, this is 40 years old or getting on that way. So, like, his deadlift is better than it's ever been. You're seeing him doing some good reps on, like, the 350, 360 mark now at the shows. But he was consistent again. Yeah. Luke had good performances.
Yeah,
I think he came 6 or something.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Something like that, yeah.
But in that lineup, it's consistent.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, a max deadlift isn't ideal for him. So if you swap that for a deadlift for reps, it might have got him on the podium.
Yeah.
There wasn't that many points between that place. No, if you look at the top of that, it was so close.
Yeah.
Paddy was, I think there might have only been a point between Paddy and second place.
Yeah. Wasn't much.
I think it was like half a point to third and half a point to second. Yeah. It was all so tight. Well, that's one more rep or half a second on a farmer's walk.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to see that you're getting the right people because they're also bunched together.
Yeah, well, it's like, we didn't even talk about it yet. The power stairs, the times on the power stairs were so tight. I think Bish was like 0.09 of a second slower, and he was like second, and it was like that close. It was crazy close. I think, but that's the problem now, isn't it? It's like, well, the problem if you're an athlete and you're on the rough end of it, but also it's a great thing for the fans to see.
You just can't make mistakes.
No,
anymore.
That's exactly it. I mean, there's no way you can get away with even making a slight slip up. It was like even Bish. You see him go on the Farmers. I think he was last on the Farmers, or he was certainly in the bottom couple.
Yeah.
He went off like a rocket. It's only that he had a drop midway through.
He'd have done really well.
He'd have done really well otherwise.
Yeah.
It's tiny margins.
Of course it is. And it was, like I say, the Farmers, what was a bit of a drag race, But what I didn't want to do is put in something too crazy. It's still 30 metres with 150.
Yeah.
Which, it's not exactly light. Or the 160s actually.
Yeah, 160 those. And they're hard as well. I mean, we've used them in the past at World's Strongest Man and stuff. They are really tough because they're big, the handles are thin, they're very long. They do swing around quite a lot if you're not smooth with them.
Yeah, they are.
Well, the further distance you go, the worse they get, don't you? Because you get so ragged.
Sort of boat, don't they?
Yeah.
Because they're so long.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, all good. So next up is Glasgow, the final, World Tour final.
Yeah.
Max Log. Obviously got Luke Stoltman back there.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's no deadlift in this, which suits Luke Stoltman. Also suits Kiliskowski as well,
Yeah.
which is quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I know a few people will say they don't like having a competition with no deadlift, but I mean, you've got a wrecking ball hold, which is basically a deadlift hold, and it will absolutely crucify the guys. But I don't think there's anything wrong with not having a deadlift every now and then. It's the same as not having a squat or not having, like you can
stones.
always, not having stones. Yeah. You can always change things up. And
Well,
I
the
think,
wrecking ball's a
why not?
deadlift hold, really,
Exactly,
isn't it? So,
exactly. It's not a deadlift for reps or a deadlift for max, but it's a deadlift hold. So
The difference is if you look at something like a Hercules hold or a hammer hold, it takes very little out of people. So they get off the Hercules hold, shake their hands, and hammer hold, give your shoulders a stroke.
Yeah.
But the wrecking ball hold, different animal.
Yeah.
It really destroys people.
yeah, I mean, I've not actually done it, but I've picked it up a couple of times, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's you really feel it in your glutes and lower back more than you realise. Yeah.
Don't realise how much it moves either. Even though you can't really see it move, the minute you pick it up,
It swings a little
yeah,
bit.
it's right into it. But I definitely think, going back to Luke, he's got something to prove in all the right ways. Coming into the Glasgow comp.
Yeah.
Because, I think he could definitely push a record.
Yeah. I mean, Luke's very good at log. So his British record, I believe, is like 220, I think it is, anyway.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice to see if he can push that. His log looks immense. He did like a one motion 180.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It looked crazy.
So
good.
going back to the last show, we had the 2 platforms for the deadlift. We were
Yeah.
going to do 3, but it didn't quite fit right. So you did two platforms. You're going to do the same with the log.
We're going to do
in
the same with the
Glasgow?
log, yeah. I mean, I thought that the deadlift timings were right. It's difficult
Perfect.
because, you don't want it to be too fast. But my theory was, if we go a bit faster, we can slow it down. But if it's too slow and you've got one platform, you can't speed it up.
Yeah, I think at one point I was asked to go out on the floor and answer a few questions just because the guys just needed to pump the brakes a little
Yeah.
bit. And obviously just to fill some time. But I think that's great.
The
you want to be in
criticism
that
we got-
position.
Well, the criticism we got, this was before it started, was how's it going to work with 2 people coming out and they have to lift together? But I said, no, you don't have to lift together. So you both walk out, you've got 2 separate referees, and just do your own thing.
Yeah.
So it's not like a deadlift for reps where it's like, right, strap on, and then on the whistle you go, and you've got 60 seconds. It wasn't that. So in the athletes' meeting, I was like, right, guys, you get us to strap on. If the guy next to you is messing about, just pull. It's fine. So it worked really well. So some people pulled together, some people didn't, but it didn't really matter because we had a split camera on the live stream.
Yeah.
So I thought it worked fine. I was a bit worried, to be honest with you, because it was my sort of brainwave, and obviously you feel responsible for it. But the athletes liked it better. They liked pulling next to somebody. The crowd definitely didn't lose out.
No.
It was a little bit faster because I think the World Deadlift Championships is a bit slow.
Can be, yeah.
For the athlete.
Yeah.
So if you're wanting to pull a big weight and you're starting at 400 to 15 people, you've got all those lifts. So we're going to do the same with the log. We're going to do 2 platforms, probably up to about 190, and it'll go down to 1. Yeah. If we say there's 5 or 6 left after 190, wanting to do 200, it'll go down to 1. So I think it'll work a lot better.
Yeah.
And then
great.
Well, if you end up with not many people after 200, we can always slow it down.
Yeah.
Just give them a bit more time, a few more interviews.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's like you said in the original video when you talked about doing it, you can always pump the brakes a little bit. It's but if you're behind schedule, you can't make that time up.
No.
You've got no option. So it was a smart move, and I think it worked great.
And it gets
really well.
no disrespect to a 170 long, but they're all going to come out and do it.
Yeah.
So it gets that out of the way. Then a 180, then a 190. So it gets the lighter. I say lighter, but it's still massive weight.
Yeah.
But it gets them out of the way. But if you are looking at doing a 220 or a 215 or something like that, well, if you come out at 170, it's a hell of a long way to get 15 people doing 170, 15 people doing 180, and so on and so forth. You could have like 60 goes before it's your go.
Yeah.
which is stupid, really.
Yeah,
so
it's too long.
We're going to do it again like that, and I think the theory should work the same on a log.
They look good.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, yeah, I mean, it definitely will. And like we said, you can always go out and some of the guys that are in the crowd, there's always plenty of experience around to chat to the crowd and things like that. So you can always fill those gaps with some good information and some good entertainment.
We've got some big log pressers coming.
Yeah.
Apparently Tim Buck's got a great log. We've got Luke Stoltman, obviously, who's British record holder. We've got the guy who won the European Championships, OSG, the Ukrainian.
He's strong as well.
He's
Oleg Pipliak. Is that it?
That's right. I didn't want to say his name because I knew I got it wrong.
I'm sure it's Oleg Pipliak. He's a beast.
Well, I mean, there's talk of him being up around 220.
Yeah.
And then you've got Jack Osborne. So if you look at that, potentially you might have 4 people up around 220, maybe, but end of the day, if one of them gets up there, it's whoever wins the World Log Lift Championships. It's going to be a battle. Andre Foytu, I mean, he has always done well at the Log Championships, but his training always suggests he's going to do a bit better. So I think this year, now he's got used to that environment, I think we're going to see a big log from him.
Yeah, I'd hope so. I think he suffered with nerves before, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
His training, like you said, looked really, really good.
But he's more experienced now.
I think so.
And I know there was talks of him being around 220.
Yeah, well, he had a weird one at Strongest Man on Earth where he failed the opening lift. I think he opened on like 205 or 210. He failed it. I can't remember because I'm trying to do the calculation with pounds, but I think he was about 205 kilos.
Yeah.
He opened on that. He failed it, but then he come out and got it on his second lift. But he is a massive log presser. He's a strong guy. Still very young and getting better all the time. So be great to see if he can get up around 220. I think he probably can. Glasgow's always amazing. I mean, if anyone's never been to Glasgow and they want to have a weekend trip away, they really should, because Glasgow's amazing. The arena's brilliant. The crowd are fantastic. It's like a great setting for strongman.
There's loads to do around there as well.
It is.
Yes, you should definitely try and visit. There is still a few tickets left.
There's some tickets left, and obviously it'll be on live stream as well, official Strongman. So yeah, it's going to be a cracking show. Tom's coming to do the show, but he wants to do the log, see if we can get out of the log. Now, last year, I think Tom, I might be wrong, I think he might have got 210 last time he did the log championships.
Yeah, he's a good log presser, Tom.
Yeah.
So how tall he is and rangy. He's good overhead.
So obviously Tom's got his injury that he picked up from the shore, but he's talking about coming and just doing the log, which is great. We'd love to have him there to do that, and that's what he's aiming for.
I suppose he wants to do it for the home crowd, doesn't he?
Scottish crowd.
Yeah.
Noise.
Yeah, so that would be cool. And also Tom is a hell of a presser.
Yeah.
People always talk about Luke have been the big pressers out of the Stoltman.
There's not a lot between them, is there?
There's not much. And I think on axle, I think Tom's probably better on an axle.
Yeah.
Log, I think Luke's better.
Yeah.
But it'd be great to obviously have them both there, home crowd.
Yeah.
And it'd be nice if Tom could get a PB on his log, that'd be mint. And like I say, I'm pretty sure he did a 210 last time he was at the Log Championships.
Especially in front of that crowd.
good.
Home crowd.
Crazy.
Great arena. Just be buzzy, wouldn't it?
Brilliant.
Really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Shall we wrap it up now?
Brilliant.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Obviously, we've got another one to come where we'll really go into a review of the World Tour Finals next week at some point. But yeah, obviously, there is still some tickets available. You can watch on officialstrongman.com. Thanks for tuning in and catch you soon.